Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to integrate deep link in native Android application. Now if you don't know what deep link is, it is basically like if I click on a particular URL, it should open my Android app instead of opening my web app, and it will open my Android app only if my Android app is installed. Okay, that's one thing. Now firstly, for using deep link we will have to create a web app, right? To create a web app I am using nextjs. You can use whatever you feel like. You can use normal HTML, CSS, JavaScript as well, because the code which we will write for web app is very minimal and it will be same irrespective of whether you are using a web framework or not. The reason I am using nextjs is because it is very easy to deploy nextjs to a Vercel. Vercel is the company which has created nextjs as well. So basically what I am doing, if you see this is my nextjs application, and here inside my app folder I have created one folder called list, and here I have created one React component called page.tsx, and this is the React component. Okay, ignore this comments for now, I will come back to this later on. So once I create this folder, it automatically creates a route or a page for us in our website. So suppose my domain is abc.com. So if I go to abc.com/list, it will automatically render this React component for me. Okay, that's the one thing. Now we need to, so I need to link this particular list page to suppose whenever a user goes to this particular list page or clicks on this particular URL, it should open my Android app. So I would need to link this particular list /list URL to my Android app. It will only open my Android app if my Android app is installed on the user's device. If it is not, then it will just show this particular web URL inside a browser. So first thing what I have done is that I have already deployed this to Vercel. Typically to deploy to Vercel is you have to sign up to Vercel, give them access to your GitHub. You will have to push this code to GitHub, and it just select your repository from GitHub on Vercel, and it automatically deploys for you. That's why I have selected nextjs and Vercel, because it's very easy, but you can select whatever you feel like. Again, we need to add some code, like we need to add one JSON file. So irrespective of whether using a web framework or not, doesn't really matter. You can use normal HTML, CSS, JavaScript as well. Again, now let's come back to the important part. So here, as you can see, I have created my Android project. I am using XML layout, but if you want, you can use Jetpack Compose as well. Now what I'll do is that, so this is our entry point, right? The main activity. Now I will purposefully create one more activity. For that particular activity I will create a deep link, just so that I can prove it to you that even if you have a deeply nested activities or deeply nested screens in your Android app, a deep link can directly open that particular screen. So what I'll do, I will right click, new activity, empty views activity, and I will just name it as second activity. Okay, I'll click on finish. Okay, so it has created this for me. Then I will have to go to tools, app link assistant. So I'll go to tools, and here you will have to click on app link assistant. All right, then here you will have to click on create app link. So also you will require the domain where you have deployed your website. So I already have it. So for me it is this is my URL, next apps. Ignore this .wellknown/assets link.json. This is my domain, my next app -sigma.vercel.app. This domain was automatically created for me via Vercel. So the next thing, here I have written all the steps. So we have to click on open URL mapping. So I'll click on this, I'll click on plus, then here you will have to enter your URL. Okay, so I have entered my URL, but I don't want to open my app when I go to this domain. I want to open it when I go to the /list page, right? So inside path pattern you will have to enter /list, and from this you can remove this slash. Okay, here you would require slash, and inside activity I have selected the second activity. Okay, so we have entered the domain, we have selected our activity, then click on OK. Alright, so here you can see it has added this bit of code inside our Android manifest. So if I go to I'll just go to project manifest, android manifest.xml, and here you can see it has added this bit of code for my activity. Now this is showing error because we have to make this exported equal to true. Now as you can see, the error has gone. The next thing which we have to do is we have to click on open digital asset link files generator. So again, go over here, so click on this open digital asset links file generator. Okay, so it has created our site domain as well as application ID. Now I am showing it to you for debug mode. Okay, suppose you are deploying your app to Play Store or creating release mode, then you will have to change the SHA-256 key. I will tell you from where you will get the SHA-256 key. So here you can see we just have to click on generate digital asset links file. So this particular thing, but suppose here I have selected debug from this drop down. Okay, I don't have release APK, I just have the debug APK. So I'll just click on generate. Now here you can see it has given us this particular code. You will have to copy this code. So I will just it's very difficult to copy it. Just try to copy this. Okay, finally I got to copy. So here you can see this SHA-256 certificate prints. This will change depending on what you have selected. So suppose if you have selected debug, this would be different. For release, this would be different, and once you deploy it to Play Store, it would be different. So for you can get once you deploy it to Play Store, you can get your SHA-256 from your Play console, Google Play console. Okay, so what we have to do is, now I will just copy this code. Now comes the tricky part. So suppose I am using nextjs, right? Basically what we have to do is we have to create a folder called, so inside my public directory I have created a folder called .well-known. Don't forget the dot. Okay, you will have to name the folder same. Next, inside that you have to create asset links.json file, and whatever code Android Studio has given us, I'll just paste it over here. So this is my package name. Don't copy paste it, it won't work for you. This is my SHA-256. Again, don't copy paste it, it won't work for you. Now why did I say the tricky part? So the tricky part, the reason I said it was, if you are not using a web framework, suppose you are not using nextjs, you won't be having this public folder, right? So in that case you have to create this .well-known in the root of your project. Alright, so the reason I can't create this .well-known inside the root of my project is because I'll show you this issue. So here you can check this issue. If I create this as this .well-known folder in the root of my nextjs project, that does not become visible. So suppose if I go to this URL, so this is my domain, right? My next app-sigma.vercel.app. Then you have to enter .well-known /assetlinks.json. Of course you have to deploy it first, so I'll quickly deploy it. This is from my previous debug, like I was trying it offline, that's why you are already seeing this, but I will just deploy it quickly. Once it is deployed, you can go to your domain /well-known /assetlinks.json, and you should see this file. If you are not able to see this file, that means you will either have to check what web framework you are using. Given that I am using nextjs, I was quickly able to find this particular discussion, and here as you can see they have told us that create this inside the public folder, then it should be visible to you. That's why I have created this inside the public folder. I think if you are using normal HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then you will have to create this .well-known folder in the root of your project. I could be wrong, but you will have to do that own debugging. But as long as you are able to see this particular URL, your domain /well-known /assets.link, you should be fine. Okay. Okay, that's done. Make sure you deploy your web app again. Next, let's see what's the next step. Okay, so I have copied the asset links.json and deployed it to my server. But again, make sure if you're deploying it to Play Store, you will have to change the SHA to 56 and deploy it again. Then again, we have also made sure that our .well known as /assets links.json URL is visible from the browser as well. So that's the main part. Then we just have to click on link and verify. So I have come back to Android Studio, click on this particular button, link and verify. So here you should see these two checkbox like checked. If your URL is not visible, then you will get an error over here. Okay, now just to okay, I'll just minimize this. Just to get, suppose I'm sending some data in that particular URL as well, right? /list, and suppose I'm sending some query parameters. I want to get that back as well. So I'll show you that code as well. So I will just copy this text view and I'll paste it inside activity underscore second. I will give it some ID. Okay, text view. Then sorry, this is text view. I'll go back to my second activity. I will create my text view pretty quickly. Let init var text view. Then here I can just do text view equal to find view by id r.id.text view. Then we can just get the URI is equal to get intent. So intent dot data. Alright, if URI is not equal to null, then I am getting URI dot path. So given that I don't have any query parameters, but in case if you have any query parameters, you can get that as well using this all things. Okay, so use whatever you feel like, but in my case I just have a path, so I'll just append whatever path I have. So this text view should display /list. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll quickly run my app. So just give me a second. I just want to delete the older app, otherwise it might cause some trouble. Okay, I'll quickly run my app. Okay, I'll just close this, close this, close this. Okay, running devices. So here you can see this is my main activity. It displayed hello world text. Now what I'll do is I'll completely close my app. So this is my app. As you can see, I'll completely close it. So I have this URL inside my WhatsApp. So here you can see my domain name /list. Okay, that's the URL which we configured. If I click on it, here you can see it has opened my Android app and it is displaying /list. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.